Hello YouTube, this is the Nerabin and I'm talking on about Traveler by Mongoose Publishing. This is the second part of my ramblings about character creation in this system. If you have not seen the first part, I suggest you go back and see it now. So, now that we are only the knowing, um, I will go back to where I stopped. Yeah, old age and wounding. Um, Against both, there are ways to go around this. Old age, you can at any point you can say you are taking Anagatica, and you gain um, a financial debt because they are hard to afford. If you are wounded, you can say you want medical treatment, which also brings you in financial debt, and you retain your physical attribute points. Um, so, okay, we have done that. Yeah. After you are finished with a career in one way or another, uh, you get a number of roles for compensations. Um, these can be allies, or it can be money, it can be um, membership in certain organizations that will help you in the future. It can be extra attribute points, weapons, armor, and the most interesting and yet the most problematic, you can gain ship percentages, which means you own per point in ship percentages, you have the financial background to own 1% of a ship, but it is not stated what kind of ship, and the any GM should be very wary of how his players do this, because there are many ways to exploit this to no good end. For example, they could say, we together have 25 percentages of ship value, so let's buy a battle cruiser and then resell it. And then we will have made enough money to totally earn the ship we originally wanted. So, this is a bit of problematic and I think also in need of house ruling. But in the other versions of the game I've seen, you either own a ship or you don't. So this is already, I think, more realistic. Um, then, okay, we have had that and that. Yeah, then this I find very interesting. You do a group character creation. The fact that you set up, you spell out which of the other characters you have already met before and under which circumstances. And based on those circumstances, you get each a free skill point. So if you say I was a shuttle pilot and she jumped into my shuttle and we barely escaped from uh, the spaceport, and whilst I evaded the automatic guns, she battled down the policeman who jumped on board in the last minute. And in this point, you probably would get a piloting skill, and your companion would gain a point in in weaponless combat. And then, this is more patch, I think. So you gain a bit more skills and have the necessary skills, because, as I said, the skill distribution is totally random. Um, uh, you gain a skill packet that has certain monikers like the traveler packet, the mercenary packet, the merchant packet, and so on. And you can distribute level 1 skills throughout the group as you wish. And as I've already said, this is in need of much house ruling, and there are also is a whole page of alternative or ideas for alternative character creation modes. Uh, there is a point buy system, but I've tried it and is not very good. And as you, the the very good thing about the original character creation are the events that you get, and you have to. They are not fitting so nicely that you can simply write them down and you have a character story, but you have to rationalize them, what really happened. And that's really interesting because even though the character creation takes about an hour or maybe two, you have really a nice idea of what your character is about. That's really missing when you use the point buy system. Um, then I've this is a sci-fi game and I have not yet even talked about alien races. Yes, standard character creation is for humans, and but that's not it. Not all of it. You have a number of different alien races here, and you get certain attribute modifiers depending on which race you choose if you do. The races that are in here are the Aslan, which are a humanoid. Most of the races here are humanoid. The Aslan are a humanoid race of people who look like lions a bit, and they are aggressive warriors. Um, and I think the female they have a strict um, separation of the genders. Men are warriors and workers, and women are officers, bureaucrats, and I don't know who is governing them, but I would guess it's the males if it's not in a technical about technical things. Um, but anyway, then there are the droin, which are a mix of insectoid and reptiloid people who live in a hive-like structure and have um, castes. In these are not like those are not social castes. They are actual biological difference. There are biological differences, just like you have worker ants, soldier ants, queens, and so on. Um, they also have wings and can fly. um, and they are generally they can't leave other joint colonies for very long, or they become um, uh, pessim not pessimistic, melancholic and lose the will to live. There's only one caste I think who can live prolonged out of joint society. Um, then there are the hivers. Um, I can't really describe them. I will show you a picture. Nah, there. Um, they are something of a yeah. They have 6 arms, which each have 6 tentacles, and uh, one of these arms ends in their head, but you can't really tell which one it is. And anyway, the head doesn't house the brain, and they are very freaky. Um, They are not courageous. They are actually the opposite. Um, and the word escapes me at the moment. Um, they are highly civilized, are very far technologically, and um, they kind of see themselves as parents of the lesser races, um, which doesn't make them nice anyways, but that's getting off topic. Then there are the Kikri, which are hooved animals, or based on hooved animals, and they are militant vegetarians. Um, they often do military campaigns to subject people to their rules, and uh, I think this concept is based very much on things that happened in the 70s. I can't really feel in that way. Um, but it's definitely an interesting concept. Then there are the Vargur, which I think are the race that are mostly encountered in standard games when you play humans. Uh, they are based on wolves. They are essential bipedal wolves, um, and they really are genetically based on wolves from Earth. And they also have a certain camaraderie, if you will, to humans. Um, but they are most well known among humans for their pirates and corsairs. And uh, they are a difficult topic, uh, and there's often clashing. Uh, they clash often with humans, um, mostly because Vargur tend not to have very stable governments, so there's always conflicts in their realms, which usually tends to, at one point or another, involve other races, the other races around them. And then there are the Zodani. Oh, this is also a caste society, in and you can these castes are social in nature, and you can choose different ones, and the higher castes are all psionically able. Um, at this point I could go short on a excursion on psionics. Um, unless the GM actually states that you have access to the psionics career, you don't. If it exists at all in your setting, um, then you can still gain access to this career via a live event, which tells you that you discover your psionic talent, at which point you gain access to this particular career that is well at the end of the book. Um, yeah, I think this is about all about character creation. Um, this has gone on much longer than I thought it would. I'm sorry for that. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.